Hello everybody, welcome to the Finger Lakes Regional Airport. I have already gone inside and looked looked through the windows. I didn't go outside. I was told by the kind gentleman inside that there were no owls around, no snowy owls. However, there had been one for a couple of days about 10 days ago. So I think that's at least promising. Now, it could be that it stopped here for a bit and then moved on and won't be coming back for the season. That's possible. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I know. And other than some Canada geese, I have not seen any other birds here today. But we're going to take a quick look around. See if maybe we can find somebody. You never know. We'll go to the other side of the airport and take a look from there, just in case. It is a mild day. It's 51 degrees. As you should be able to see, it's mostly cloudy. And in my travels today, I have had a little bit of rain here and there, but nothing major. And I didn't really look at the forecast very closely this morning. Looking at it yesterday, it was calling for rain in all the various areas we might travel and visit today. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, our last tour of the year. Sorry about last week. Missing the tour, but I just didn't think with the way the weather was and everything, I didn't think it would be a good idea to go out and have a tour. And I felt guilty about it all day, thinking, oh, maybe we could have done it. And I know I could have, but I hate to go out and have a hard time finding many birds and then just wasting everybody's time. Didn't want to waste everybody's time, so we didn't have a tour last weekend. In my travels today, I've seen, quite a few red-tailed hawks. I didn't count, and I kind of regret not counting. But just in all my driving, I'm sure I saw at least 10. And I don't know how many, really, but I'm guessing at least 10. We, obviously this is a dramatic difference from last weekend. We didn't have a tour, but, is all set. So they probably have a good idea on whether or not there's an owl present. But it's a pilot-controlled airport. Now, I knew, I can't remember when I was told this. I think sometime last year I had a conversation with a different gentleman inside who said that there's no, when a plane is coming, there's no one guiding them in, no air traffic control of any sort coming in. So the pilots are required to deal with things themselves, and there's apparently there's a specific frequency you're supposed to be on, or you should be using when you approach this airport. And you would communicate with, with other potential, planes that would want to land. So I asked, well, what happens if someone just, forgets to do it, doesn't do it right, whatever? And he even told me that, well, there are some planes that don't even have radios. And yes, they're allowed to land here. So, and when you're coming in for a landing, you're supposed to be, supposed to have your eyes open, and you're supposed to be looking around to make sure no one else is right there, and potentially a hazard to you or to others as you come in. So, looking around with these conditions, there's, other than in a few spots where some snow had been plowed and left in piles, and I don't see any such piles here at the airport. There's essentially no snow here, so it's easy to look around and search for a snowy owl. And as I do that, I see nobody. So we're going to move on. Didn't expect to see anybody, and we're not seeing anybody. It's interesting how patterns change, and I've spoken about this before, but for I'd say maybe a few weeks, more or less, I from home was having pretty regular sightings, not close sightings, but regular sightings of a bald one or two bald eagles in a distant tree. And over the last few days, they've hardly been there. I did see one yesterday, and today nobody again. So it's just interesting how, like I said, patterns change, and they change, I'm sure, for various reasons. And it could very well be that cold weather had iced up some of the various water areas that were of interest to open water areas that were of interest to the eagles, and maybe they're elsewhere now. And speaking of pattern changes, the stream that I have in my view, the cold weather had frozen things up, and there hadn't been all that much activity on it anyway. And yesterday I looked out, and there were a few, and maybe I didn't look closely, but there were a few mallards. And it was good to see. They were the first time I had seen mallards there in a while, again, because things had frozen up, and there just hasn't been much activity. Today I decided, okay, let me look down there again. And there were mallards, not many, and swimming along with them was a male northern pintail. So that was nice to see. It's associating with those mallards and has been on a regular basis. I don't know, and I'll never know. Sometimes you see that maybe one individual of a different species may be associating with another group of ducks from a different species. No idea what kind of a day we're going to have. guess that's usually true, but I mean, I don't even know what to expect at all. Could say, well, you should just expect to see the usual winter sightings. I don't know if they're really... I mean, in some ways you could say there are no usual winter sightings. Maybe there are for given conditions. Maybe I could put it that way. My understanding is, and I had seen at the southern end of Cayuga Lake, and I haven't really looked at the northern end, but there was some icing, significant icing on the lake. Definitely some at the southern end, although the southern end is deeper, so it usually takes a little bit longer to freeze up than does the shallower northern end. Looking ahead, I can see some of the lake, and it looks like, at least from what I could see, it's not frozen. There have been I haven't really closely monitored Montezuma's weather, but, after that cold spell that we had, things have, become much more mild over the last few days. Still, managing to get into the 30s or, in the evenings, overnight. But even these last couple of days, seen temperatures in the, 40s and maybe even touching 50 or more. And like right now, my thermometer reads 52. It read 53 a few moments ago, but now it's down to 52 again. It all makes a difference because, the waterfowl, for instance, that really truly like to spend their time on water, well, they may not want to spend it on, on a frozen portion of a lake. And sometimes, they'll congregate at the first open area. That sometimes means for some good bird watching. Makes for good bird watching. I did not see any snow geese on the lake as I made my way here. Don't know if there are any around or not. It could be that there are some around, but they were, they're feeding somewhere. That's possible. I just saw a hawk to my right, but I'm not sure. I can't see it now. Not sure. Now, to my right, and in the distance, there is some body of water. I'm not sure if it's a river. I don't know, but from here it looked like at least its surface was frozen. Railroad tracks coming up. Railroad tracks. Lift your feet. Thank you. Never seen a train go on those tracks. I could consider going to that tower that overlooks part of Wildlife Drive and the main pool. But I don't think I'm going to waste the time on it. There's a decent chance that there's, sure, there might be some activity there, but if I had to guess, much of the activity has moved away and would have had to have reason to return. And who knows if the water has even thawed or anything. And even if it has, there might not be much reason for something to come back and spend time there, so we won't bother with that. If it had stayed, let's say this was early December, and Wildlife Drive had just been opened the prior week, and we were seeing lots of bird activity, and nothing had frozen yet. Okay, that's different. But with things having frozen between then and now, my thought is that there probably wouldn't be all that much activity to go see. I could be wrong, of course. It's very possible that something else that was further north came through and decided to land there. I don't know. Okay, I may lose you here and there. We've got some tough signal areas. Not seeing anybody. Pretty quiet. That stretch we just passed through was the one where we had some good sightings of rough-legged hawks, last winter. From what I can see of the main pool, you can see some of it from here, or at least I believe it's the main pool. It looked like it was largely covered with ice. So if anything, I'm thinking that much more that I made the right decision. Not to bother trying to get to the, go to that tower and look out. Might not be worth the, didn't think it was worth the time. To our left, the North Spring Pool looks like it's at least partially frozen or partially covered with ice, one or the other. Generally, it doesn't matter much if something is merely covered with ice or solidly frozen. I mean, if it's covered with ice, that's enough to discourage bird activity. And Mays Point Pool. Same sort of thing. Looks like there's mostly covered with ice. Maybe not entirely, but some areas look like they're shiny, like open water, but certainly not all open. So we'll pull over here a bit and look around. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of quiet up here today. So we're at Mays Point. You can see it's partially frozen there. But that's open. And then when you look over to this side, nothing really. I'm hearing somebody vocalize though. At least I thought I was. Anyway, I don't see any activity there, and no surprise, there's, essentially no open water. Let's move forward a bit. That's the area that's more open. We saw a couple weeks ago, we saw a hooded merganser and a belted kingfisher. But again, that was a couple weeks ago. And looking with the naked eye over on this side, I'm not seeing anything yet. There might be something in the water, maybe. Nope, that's just ice. I thought there was something actually disturbing the water there, but no. From here, those look like hooded mergansers in the distance. Let me see if I can steady things a bit. But nothing else really, and they're distant, so we're not going to really spend much time trying to see them that far away. Okay, let's move on. woodpecker of some sort was flying by. Nothing to see here. Okay, let's keep going. It's very possible that we just won't see much here today. We've certainly had some visits here in wintertime that had us seeing very little, so it's very possible. My thinking for these last few years, if you're unfamiliar with it, is, if I'm bothering to go to the airport and go to other areas. By the way, I did go on, did drive on Sable Road. Didn't see anything there either. And then again, we didn't see anything there last winter at all. And a few more minutes and visit the Montezuma area. We're about to hit some tough signal areas, so I may lose you. Take a left here at this intersection. Oh, okay. Flying up to a pole that we're about to pass, I see it looks like a red-tailed hawk. Just flew up there and is perched up there. I know, cute. Kind of looks like it's sort of on the move, but and I didn't want to stop just yet. Up ahead in the water, it looks like we might have a few swans there. Not many, but a few. Maybe. Just look with binoculars first. Looks like a few swans and some gulls. Let's take a quick look. Hold on a second. Whatever. I think they sound like trumpeter swans. Not sure about the one on the left, but the one on the right is a mallard. Not sure if they're... So we're seeing mostly mallards. In terms of the first two ducks, the one on the left might have been, I'm not sure, might have been an American black duck rather than a female mallard. I'm not sure though. And we've been hearing trumpeter swans, and I'm guessing that's what these all are. Nothing's close though. I saw some gulls also somewhere. One second. At least I thought I did. Oh, there they are. Guessing they're ring-billed. So not much here. And just taking a quick look around, I'm not seeing anything else. I think we're going to move on. Just take one more quick look with binoculars. I'm not sure if you're hearing them. I can hear them. This might be an American black duck. I'm not sure. I think it is. Okay, let's move along. Oh, I see in the air some Canada geese. I don't know if I can get them. Probably not. No, they're going to be out of range very shortly. No, not freehand. Okay, let's switch cameras. In a way, I'm kind of surprised to see anything there, but you know, thinking that, okay, it's fine in the autumn and everything after things have been harvested and there's open water there. I have to imagine things froze up at one point, but maybe the swans just decided to hang around. I don't know. that red-tailed hawk, I'll give you a quick look. Let's look at it from here as best we can. We won't get too close to it, but oops. There have been a few times when it looked like it was ready to take off. We'll watch it a few more moments. In the meantime, I'm not seeing anything else around. So far we've had a quiet day, bird-wise. I would just assume it take off on its own. I don't want to bother it as we drive by. So we'll see if it's going to move on its own. We'll let it do so. We won't wait here all day, of course, but now when I first saw it, it seemed to be, I may be wrong, but it seemed to have flown up from the ground. Then again, it could have been flying along the ground and then decided to swoop up. That's either one is possible. Okay, we're going to move along. Switch cameras. Be right with you. Couple ducks flying along. Well, they're maybe a little bit higher above those geese, but they do seem to be flying along with them. Oh, the hawk took off, and I think because of us. Sorry. And I suspect it's going to go to one of the poles. I know it flew on, so we'll go down this road too. I thought it was going to fly along and land on one of the poles that are along this road. But it was still in flight last I saw it. I don't know where it is now. But it was to our right somewhere. I don't know where it is. Could it have landed on the ground? Maybe. Sorry, Hawk. Again, some of these areas have poor signal strength, so I may lose you at any time. See a couple of crows. Body of water that's on the other side of these trees that are on our left seems to be, if not completely covered with ice, largely covered with ice. Few crows on the ground to our right. Saw blue jay, and I believe another one. Who's that over there? This road in particular lately has been poor for us in terms of keeping things connected, so don't be surprised. Sure. No birds around. And that time we don't get disconnected. Nothing around, not that I see. See something. Hold on 1 second. Let me look with binoculars. Probably not. Oh well, you see some Canada geese taking off, and I see like maybe a few snow geese. This is through the windshield, so it won't be clear. But so there's some Canada geese there. You can see there look like a couple of snow geese. And there may be more, I'm not sure. Probably, well, we'll see. And more geese there, definitely Canada geese. Let's look around over here. American crow. More Canada geese. Probably open the window, don't you think? Okay, let's see some pigeons to our left. A few of them just landed there. Okay, let me set this down and we'll drive around a bit. I believe it was last year, and maybe it was in the spring, but the area to our left had a lot of water in it, and you know, that brought the attention of quite a few ducks of a variety of species. and you know, who knows if that's going to happen again this year. I kind of doubt it. Everything might just be dry. Okay, I've got a car right behind me, so let's kind of sort of pull over, let it pass. Thank you. And we'll proceed all the way to the Seneca River. We'll take a look around. There may be some Canada, not too many, but some Canada geese to our left. Not many, like I said. And a few more here and there. Might be some gulls. I just want to take a quick look while I can. Hold on 1 second. Yes, some gulls. Fair number of Canada geese. Not huge, but fair number to our left and somewhat distant. Another grouping. By the way, as I made my way here and drove along Cayuga Lake, there really wasn't much, much going on there on the lake itself in terms of, ducks that I might hope to see, at least in the areas where I looked as I drove by. I didn't see much. Who knows, maybe on my way back I might have better luck, but my point is I don't think we're going to drive back together and keep the camera running. It doesn't make sense at this point. So nothing going around here. Boy, it's quiet today. Seen an eagle all day. I haven't seen today in any of my travels, and I would have thought I would have by now. I have not seen a northern harrier today. And as I make my way towards the airport and drive along Saybolt Road, you know, quite a few gulls to our right. You know, normally or at least I have a good chance of seeing one. I have not seen one today. Hold on a second, what's that? Is that somebody in the distance? Probably not. I think I see some decoys. Some snow goose decoys. I'm not sure. Let's take a quick look. Wait 1 second. Yes, I'd say Canada goose and snow goose decoys because they don't seem to be moving. You know, at first glance, they look from here convincing, and they look like they're in the process of eating or whatever, but there's no actual movement, and usually there's some movement, somebody walking or something. Up on that spot, a couple locations where we might see some actual snow geese or something. I'm not sure. Could be swans. Oh, I think okay. These might be swans, and there's yeah. Let's take a quick look from here. Definitely swans. And those are the snow geese. We're going to move along. You know, the viewing isn't great, and there's not that much here. So let's continue on. We'll go to East Road. Now, depending on conditions and how everything has worked out, quite a few Canada geese here. You know, these areas can be great in the late winter, early spring. Often drawing a lot of waterfowl. a signal issue or two here. We often do, not always. Welcome to East Road. Small birds flying overhead. I'm not sure what they were. Degrees. Unsurprisingly, though, as warm as it is, the water down below in the Knox Marcellus Marsh looks like it's still at least coated with ice. Be much activity, if any at all. Let's just take a quick look down there. Okay, nothing really going on. I'm going to have another look with binoculars, just very quick. Just a quick look. Nothing going on there. So we're moving on. Oh, there are some, looks like Canada geese, a fair number of them in the air. Let's just take a quick look at them. Wouldn't surprise me if they're heading to, well, I don't know. They're at decent altitude, although they could end up flying down and landing in the fields on either side of Route 31, where we just were a short while ago, a few minutes ago. And like I said, I believe the last time we were here, you know, you might say, well, Ferris, if the water down there in the marsh is frozen, why bother coming here in wintertime? Well, we've had some good sightings right up here near the road over the years. And that makes it worthwhile. You never know what could be flying through, and right. Quick look, starlings. Still a few there. Over the last, several days, the starlings have really been attacking my my feeders. But interestingly, I would say this last week they've really eased up for whatever reason. That's fine by me. As I've said before, I don't mind feeding them. What I don't like is that they end up dominating the feeders and make it so nobody else will be able to eat. That I don't like. Okay, we're going to make our way back. And once we'll go through Route 89 again on our way back, and if we don't, we'll stop if we see anything, and if not, I think we'll take a break as I make my way back to Ithaca. There had been some pigeons. Probably a couple weeks ago, should have maybe made an effort to see. There was a harlequin duck on Cayuga Lake, and it was really being seen from the east side of the lake, and I never did make any effort to go see it. And it was an immature male, but I haven't seen any reports of it lately. And although it was an immature male, apparently it was they could, over the course of several days, it did seem to be developing adult plumage. What do I see here in this tree? Looks like a red-tailed hawk, if I had to guess. This is through the windshield. Stay away from the road. Alright, we won't bother it. We're just going to continue on. So anyway, that might have been interesting to see. The other thing that has been around lately is a tufted duck, but I haven't seen reports of that in a couple days. Well, in a day or two. Yeah, maybe a couple. Either. Didn't see any reports this morning. And that was at the southern end somewhere. I think it was associating with other ducks. But as of this morning, I hadn't seen any since, I'm not sure when. looking at what I can see of the main pool that we drive around when we're on Wildlife Drive. It looks like it's these areas within sight have a coating of ice on them. So my guess is if we probably not going on the tower. So I'd have to say, so far, I'm a little disappointed with Montezuma. I would have hoped to have seen a lot more. You know what we'll do, I think we won't close up just yet. I think we'll proceed just a little bit. I do see a hawk of some sort. What is it? Red-tailed? Probably. Looks like it. Yes, just a quick look. Okay, I don't want to bother it. I get the feeling there are times if you are driving in a vehicle, sure, you may not bother a hawk, but if you are driving and you stop, you know, that may have it thinking, okay, maybe I'm not under immediate threat, but I'm moving on, and so I, don't want to bother the hawk. So we're going to proceed just a little ways, and we'll take some detours just to look at the lake, just see if there's anything going on here on the northern end that we might appreciate seeing. As I said, I didn't see much as I made my way here, but because I took the necessary turn to go to travel along Saybolt Road and then eventually onto the airport. I didn't stay on this road the entire way, and I certainly didn't take any detours down towards the lake. A few gulls up above, railroad tracks coming up. So if you would, kindly lift your feet. Thank you. Some warning doves. See some Canada geese in the cornfield to our right. And the water that I can see, which is not, I don't believe it's officially Cayuga Lake. The water I can see from here to our left is looks like it's covered with ice. So we'll take a left here, and I know this will. Doing so will have us looking at the lake very shortly. So maybe that was part of Cayuga, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess it is. So, we'll see if this, not sure if it's frozen or not. Maybe it is. I would say it definitely has some ice on it. It's not solid by any means, but I wouldn't walk on it, that's for sure. Let's stop here for just a moment. So this is what we're dealing with. So it may not be solid, but it's coated rather thoroughly by the looks of things. You know, sure, it's warm today. Well, all of a sudden, oh, looking at my thermometer, all of a sudden it says 47. You know, sure, it's above freezing, but it doesn't mean things are going to melt right away. This is all covered with ice, so there's nothing going on here that I can see. So we'll travel a little further south and see if we can find where things break. You know, we'll drive this way. Still looking icy. When after we left the airport and we were making our way towards Montezuma area, you know, when I took what I could see of the lake from a distance, it looked like it might be open water. But now that I see it, it's, you know, there's not much of a color change. It's not like it's all white, but it's definitely frozen. But now, even though it's still largely frozen, I'm seeing some activity. It's a matter of getting a break in the various buildings here and just taking a look. Not sure what's out there. Probably Canada geese, if I had to guess. I should have stopped there. Well, let's stop here. I don't have a very wide field of view, but let's take a look. I hear a crow also, so Canada geese. Okay, let's take a look with the other camera for a moment. There may be some things of interest. I'm going to pull over so we're not right in the middle of the road. This should do. I want to do that. 1 second. Hey. Those are swans. I'm not sure what kind. Are these black ducks? Maybe. I don't know. It might be American black ducks. Oh, there's some... Oh, for a second I thought it might be open water out there, but no, that's just the heat shimmer. Yes, heat shimmer. May not be hot outside, but I mean, you get it over these distances. I thought I might have heard a tundra swan, maybe. Definitely see some mallards in there. And I'm hearing, sounds like a number of Canada geese. We'll move on shortly. I love how they walk on the ice. Okay, we're gonna move on. Let's just take a quick look from here. That could be a, I'm not sure if I know all the various black-backed gulls, but that could be one or, well, a couple of them maybe. I hear a squirrel calling out an alert. Just heard a mallard. Okay, let's continue. Just heard the squirrel loud and clear. But I'm not sure if there's a bird of prey nearby or something else going on. Could be it's responding to me. Some more Canada geese here. Not huge numbers. We could turn in there, but not going to. What I see? More Canada geese up ahead. Still, you know, largely frozen. A couple mallards nearby. I had seen in some of the reports over the last few days regarding the tufted duck, people were also reporting, it seemed like, you know, a large number of redheads. This is at the southern end of Cayuga Lake. As I drove by, you know, today, the southern end, I did not see, you know, a large flock like I have often seen there on the western side of the lake, and I couldn't really see all that well all the way to the eastern side. So who knows if there's anything, you know, any kind of a significant flock there now. What I'm thinking is maybe as I drive there, if I happen to see such activity, maybe we'll, maybe I'll either record it or start up or whatever. Looks like we have some bird watchers here. And let me just take a quick look, see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Looks like it's mostly mallards and some American black ducks. No question about it. Let's take a quick look. American black ducks, mallards. Let's just drive forward here, and let's take a quick look with the other camera. These are American black ducks. Very, very similar to mallards, but hold on. Not sure who that is. Oh wait, what's that? Now, where are you? There you are. That looks like a ringbill. I have to guess. Oh, these look like redheads. But somebody else was there and dove. Oh, did I? It sound. I believe I may have just heard also an American widgeon, but I'm not sure. And these, if you look at this one here, I'm thinking it's a ruddy duck, just because of that tail sticking up in the air, and the relative size. It seems smaller than like some of the other ducks we've seen. And let me see if I can find an American widgeon. I want to see if I thought I heard one. Definitely seeing some ruddy ducks. And, let's see, I think we have some gadwalls here. Somewhere. There. Let me see. Still think I'm hearing. What's going on over here? I believe those are redheads. That's an alley there. That is a female ruddy duck. Well, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I heard an American widgeon, but I haven't seen it. Could be wrong. Hearing it again. Well, I'm going to point you at some ducks and let you look at them while I look around a little bit with binoculars. I see a bufflehead out there too. I'm not sure where I saw it. That looks like it might be a scaup. Or, yes, well, not where the redheads are, farther out. Oh, wait a minute. What do we have out there? Common golden eyes. And that looks like a hooded merganser. No, I'm sorry. Well, no, not a hooded merganser. I'm sorry. That is a female bufflehead, but there, I think there are some golden eyes out there, common golden eyes, well out there. And that is a hooded merganser, male. And more of them. And there may be some females there too with them. Yes. starting to rain fairly steadily. Glad we stopped here though. We're seeing more here than we saw in Montezuma. And we're going to move on very shortly, or maybe I'll close up. Well, we'll move on a little bit, see if there's anything else. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that. It's back inside. It's not raining that hard, but it's raining. And I'm going to take one more look with binoculars. I didn't turn the music on. Who turned the music on? No, I didn't really want to say anything. But it's been my suspicion that one of you has been turning the music on. I'll just say this. When I figure out who it is, you're out for at least 2 weeks. So either cut it out. So more birds in the water here. More of the same, some gadwalls and American black ducks, gulls of various sorts. Good numbers of American black ducks and gadwalls. Along the side of the road here. Crow to our right. And okay, now just so as you know, now where we are here, this is now, I don't know exactly where things ended, but it's open water here. I guess there was some open water before too. And a lot less activity here. So looks like we've passed the primary area of activity, and I think we'll a couple more ducks here. I think we'll take a break as I make my way back to Ithaca. See what kind of weather we have there, and maybe we might stay in the car depending on what kind of weather we see. ruddy ducks. A few of them. So, so I think it's about time we took a break. Maybe hoping to restart around 3:15, 3:20, I had to guess. Just a wild guess. Unless I stop and see something, or who knows. And I might. I mean, there might, you know, I didn't see much on the way here, but I might have better luck on the way back. Kind of look like mallards out there. Okay, so let's take a break. I'm going to pull over so I can kind of pack things up a bit for driving. And I hope to see you. Just make sure you got the message. Hope to see you at about 3:15, 3:20. Okay, I think you did get the message. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cornell campus. I see some starlings. It's 54 degrees, cloudy. I'm going to verify that everything is up and running in a moment. More starlings. Hoping to have some luck and maybe find a hawk or two if we're able. Well, that cooling system, the water cooling, or the chilled water plant, or whatever, all the machinery that had been on the top of the building seems to be gone now. I don't know if they're replacing it or if they just simply eliminated it for good. I have no idea. Let me just make sure everything is up and running. Looks like we're here on the campus. Now, is there sound? That's a question. Looks like we're here on the campus. Yes, there's sound. Quiet, Ferris. Okay, so all we need now, we have audio, we have video, and now hopefully we'll find a hawk. Let me just put something away here. As predicted, I didn't really see much on my way back, since I left you. And so the decision was the right one. I may have seen some, they may have been red-breasted mergansers that were, we could have had maybe a decent look at them. But I didn't even stop. I just continued right on, but that's what they looked like to me. tree moving around, and up ahead it looks like makes me think it's windy here, but I don't believe it's windy. The campus is, I'm not going to say it's completely closed, but it's largely closed. There are no classes going on, nothing like that. I mean, they're on winter break right now. So we shouldn't see, all that many people or vehicles. Let me look at something here. Nothing there. Another starling. Nobody on the throne. Squirrel. Obviously after Christmas each year, leading up to Christmas, you have, greater and greater numbers of houses being decorated with lights and everything, and then after Christmas, obviously things wind down. A lot of people, they leave their lights up until New Year's, maybe shortly after they take them down. Other people might take them down, whatever is convenient, or not just from a time standpoint, but from a weather standpoint. And I have to imagine, although I guess the forecast is for some mild weather in the coming days, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people decide to take their lights down early this year, just because, might as well do it while the weather's warm. The same is often true for putting the lights up or the outdoor decorations up. You see some people who might not normally put up their outdoor decorations until maybe a little later in December, but sometimes if there's like a mild stretch of weather around Thanksgiving. decide this morning, okay, what kind of, do I want to wear boots? Do I want to wear regular shoes? You know, I was thinking it would be mild weather, and, you know, there might not be too much snow to worry about or anything like that, but in the end I decided on boots because who knows, there might be a lot of mud in one place or another. What I don't like is wearing the boots when I don't need to, either because the weather didn't call for it really, or you know, for whatever reason I didn't get out of the car. And that happened you know, a couple weeks ago. I wore them, but we never went to Sapsucker, so I never walked around anywhere. Pigeons. Looks like there's a fair amount of ice on Baby Lake. Some Canada geese are there, and looks like a common merganser. Okay, let's keep going. No great views of anybody, but they're there. Stop here again. Wait a second. No Canada geese, okay. Answer. The flags on Day Hall are moving. It looks like there is some wind, but oops. I see somebody. Hold on. Oh, come on. I didn't push that. work with this and then we'll switch cameras. Could be a juvenile. Making adjustments here. Okay. Now out of view. And I'm waiting if it's going to get to the other side of the building that is right here, and I don't see it yet. And I don't know where it flew. We'll continue on down there and see if we can catch up with it. Oops. Don't want to drive too quickly, just in case it comes into view from here. Okay, I'm not going to see it from here. I don't know where it is. Pull over here just for a moment. I've got a car behind me, and I'm going to look around while I'm waiting. It's a Toyota, so it's going to take forever. I don't see the Hawk. Don't know where it is. Don't even know if it's in the area. Although I believe it is, unless it, landed and then took off again. Okay, I don't see it anywhere. continue driving around. Glad we came down here, though. That may have been a juvenile, I'm not sure. We didn't have the very best look at it. We'll continue looking around a little bit longer, and then we'll, I think, make our way to Sapsucker Woods. I'll have to get there before it gets too dark. We already heard much of that. I'm dancing. Still dancing. Come on, Light, let's go. Okay, no more dancing. That was Massive Transit by Cindy Bradley, by the way. I see a hawk. It's probably not one we know. Let's take a quick look. Sorry, Niels. One second. Oh, come on. Don't get caught on that. Again, I don't believe this is anybody we know. Oh, I don't know. I still don't believe it's anybody we know. I could be wrong. The reason why I say so is because of the pole that it's on. Let's try moving forward a little bit, and if it's still there, we'll look back. I'm going to leave everything in place. Change the angle, maybe we'll get a better view. But again, I don't believe this is a hawk that we know. I believe it's one of the hawks that I consider one of the 366 hawks, meaning along Route 366. Although that's not really 366, is it? No. Right. 1 second. See, it's banded. I don't believe it's Big Red, though. Pretty pretty. We'll continue the search in a moment. I just want to, might as well look at this hawk because you know how the song goes, right? You know the song? I'm not going to sing it, but you know, the lyrics are, if you can't be with the hawk you love, love the hawk you're with. You know that song. We're going to move on. This hawk looks like it's going to take off, or it looks like it, at the very least that it's been considering it. We're going to move on. We'll look for maybe a couple more minutes, and then, well, we probably should start making our way towards Sapsucker anyway. You know, the sun's going to be setting pretty soon. Bye, hawk. Anyway, I believe that's a hawk from an adjacent territory. It's not Big Red or Arthur. And again, given its location, I don't believe Big Red and Arthur ordinarily use that pole as a perch. You know, we're going to take a left instead. We're going to make our way, as I said, towards Sapsucker. It's time for us to go there, or else not be able to go there at all. Now, I'm guessing that the pond still has a fair amount of ice on it, but I could be wrong. I hope I am. But given what we've seen here and there today, in terms of you know, water with bodies of water with ice on them, guessing we'll see some ice there. But I'm sorry I couldn't find Big Red and Arthur. We'll see, we may have luck on our way there towards Sapsucker. It's funny, you know, this morning I believe the first bird I saw was a red-tailed hawk, and the second bird I saw was a red-tailed hawk. I heard a crow at that time. Didn't see one until hours later. And while I was looking at the two hawks, I even saw in the distance a third. Now the visibility wasn't great, so I couldn't tell if it was a third adult or if it was a juvenile. But it was good to see, you know, three hawks. I don't know if I've seen, you know, all three of my my neighbors, Betty, Barney, and Phoenix, of late. It's hard to tell them apart anyway. But anyway, I'm telling you all this because I thought, oh, it might be a good hawk watching day. And you know, as I said earlier, as I made my way towards Montezuma, towards the airport, I had seen quite a few red-tailed hawks just in my travels. Sorry to say, I can't seem to find big. I always wonder, like, you know, I'm seeing a few people walk around, not many, but a few. Certainly far fewer than, you know, than when classes are in session. But I wonder, like, what are they doing here? have remained on campus for some reason? Are they just people who live in Ithaca and happen to be on the campus taking a walk? Some of the shorter breaks, like Thanksgiving break or maybe even spring break, you know, they're not really long enough for, you know, to make it worthwhile for some people to leave, especially if they have extensive travel, you know, as a result of where they live or wherever they would want to go. So that's understandable. Winter break is roughly a month in length, as far as I remember. And some, you know, if you happen to live in one of the dorms on campus, I'm not sure, but I believe they close them, so it's not like you can just stay behind. For the other breaks, the shorter ones, they don't close them. I think we're going to stick with the camera you're looking through right now once we arrive at Sapsucker. So I'll have to do a couple things just to get ready for the walk. It's 54 degrees right now, which may seem, you know, oh, that's mild, and it is. It's mild, but it doesn't mean it's warm. So I'll still have to bundle up just a bit. Definitely need gloves, for instance. Pigeons on the lampposts to our right. vehicles already have their lights on, so we're not going to have much time here. Say overall we haven't had a lot of great luck today, but we've seen some nice birds. Maybe not quite as well as I would have liked, but sometimes that's just how the day goes. You see some starlings. That's what I believe they are. Look like it, yes. With you in a moment or two. A few minutes. Oh, what? I'm hearing a black-capped chickadee. This mud that I'm standing in or near right now is one of the reasons why I believe they should pave the lot properly. I've said it before, you know, if they want someone to potentially contribute to the lab, and if that person has visited the lab, and the last exposure to the lab is getting mud on their shoes, well, not a good idea. Unless it's reverse psychology. Oh, this poor lab, they can't even afford to pave the lot, so I better give more. Who knows?
come on, wire. Oh, it's so silly. Okay, let's do some walking. Never used this tripod before, so I'm not sure if things are going to work well or not, to be honest with you. I've had it for a while, but I've never used it. So far, it's quiet here. I've seen one black-capped chickadee. I believe I heard two. I have seen some starlings. I think I like this. Hold on a second. See, something isn't working right. Ooh, that's not good. Hold on. Hold on, I've got a problem here. Oh, I think I might have just heard a pileated. Yeah, I do have some issues with this tripod. Something's not right, but it'll be my little bit of homework to do. Couple of red squirrels in there. Yeah, see, the camera's not properly on the tripod, and I can't seem to get it the way it's supposed to be. Not only is there still some ice, there's a lot more ice than I was hoping there would be, and probably more than I thought there would be. I'm not sure if I heard a pileated woodpecker or not. It's either a pileated or it was a northern flicker. I didn't hear it well, though. It wasn't very close, and those people were a little noisy. Uh-oh. I don't recall having seen that before. Maybe I did, but I don't remember it. There's probably not going to be that much here. I wonder if we should have stayed on the campus and just skipped sapsucker altogether. But we'll see. I would say it's unsurprisingly quiet here. I've mentioned it before. You know, I've been coming here for years, and there have been, now it's early yet in the season, but I remember in 2000, I believe it was 2011, the winter was particularly mild, and it just seemed like there was very little bird activity. And it's not that the birds weren't here, it's just that they weren't congregating so much because they didn't have much need to. And I think, for instance, that might be part of the reason I mentioned earlier today that I've had, you know, less starling activity, European starling activity at my own bird feeder. Although there didn't have to be snow on the ground for them to start coming around, you know, in numbers. But, and I can't speak for today, but I just haven't seen all that much activity in the last day or two. I will say this, you know, I think I've mentioned that I've been, you know, I use a suet and seed cylinder that fits on my feeder, and my usual process has been to, you know, start with that, and then once it is a lot shorter, and usually they eat it, you know, essentially top to bottom. Obviously, sometimes they'll eat it, you know, from the bottom, you know, at the sides, and they'll you know, narrow it down. So normally it ends up being, you know, there's eventually like a large chunk at the bottom, and I'll remove that and place it on a platform feeder for them to finish there, and I'll put a new cylinder up, you know, hanging. And but the last cylinder that I had put up, instead of eating it in a normal fashion, I think the starlings were responsible. They were eating it from all sides. I mean, a lot. And it was still, you know, of reasonable height, but it was like at an angle. So it looked like it was, you know, in a precarious placement, and sure enough, I looked at it the other day and it was gone. And it wasn't gone because they finished it, it was gone because it had fallen. They must have eaten enough so that it fell off of the hanging structure completely. It's starting to rain now, and I didn't bring anything to keep the lens clear, so I think our time is going to be short. No snow on the trails, but they're very wet, unsurprisingly, almost like they are in the spring. A little bit muddy. I'm sure that some, you know, the places that had better mulch going into the winter, newer mulch will have less mud and, you know, feel a little bit, they'll feel drier underfoot. They won't be tracking so much mud onto my boots, but in some places it's going to be muddy, I'm sure. See, there's a little bit of the remnants of the snow on the trail. Not much. Feels almost like walking in November. Maybe a little wetter. Yeah, it's getting muddy here. Quiet though here in the woods. Especially if the pond is covered with ice. I think I might switch back to the other tripod next time. In a way, I like it better. Maybe not. I probably just have to make some adjustments. The trail is a little different right now. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but it's lumpy, and that happens for whatever reason. Maybe because things get underneath the mulch and they freeze and they push things up, and so it's kind of lumpy right now to walk on. It's not its normal smoothly rounded or even flat self that we see in the warmer months. We've seen over the years that in the wintertime, if there is snow on the ground, sometimes it's very, almost oddly, I would say, it's like there's a real and defined track at the center. Too well defined, almost, and it's raised. So it kind of doesn't make sense to me. Hold on one second, I want to make an adjustment. That's better. It almost makes no sense. I mean, it's not like cross-country skiers do it, and they wouldn't raise it. So I don't know what's going on, but it happens. Maybe I wonder if it's something to do with people walking in the center. Hold on, I want to look at something. Okay, that's nothing. I wonder if people walk in the center and that changes the way things accumulate underneath the mulch. So maybe things freeze differently, become maybe that much more solid, as opposed to on the sides of the trail, the walkway. Maybe it just normally sinks into the ground and dissipates. I don't know. See, even when you're not seeing birds, you can just think about how things work here at Sapsucker. That's one thing with bird watching, at least the way I do it. You know, most of the time, you spend a fair amount of time driving to various destinations and in between them and everything, and maybe you're standing at a location or just waiting patiently at a location to looking for birds or whatever, and it gives you time to think about whatever you want. It can be very peaceful, it can be very active too. Obviously if you are going with other people, it's quite different from when you're by yourself. I'm physically here all alone, of course, but I don't feel like I am alone when I have all of you along with me. Kind of interesting that way, and I look at what I'm doing far differently, I'm sure, than the average person whom I might encounter here, who might think, oh, this guy is, by himself. Little do they know. I'll take a quick look around, but I'm not seeing anything with the naked eye. I think we're going to keep going. I was thinking we would see more than this. This is disappointing. I didn't believe that we would be seeing thousands of birds, but I thought we'd have some activity. And I'm starting to think maybe I should just continue the search on the campus, and maybe many of you are agreeing with that sentiment. I'm still, I'm glad we're here. I like to look around, and instead of wondering what might I have seen if I had come here. And that is the thing with bird watching. If you have various locations that are regular spots for you, sometimes you want to visit all of them and you just can't. Look around with binoculars first. Bird-wise, nothing. let's keep going then. Nothing to see here really. Disappointing. I wonder if it was better earlier in the day. Probably a little bit. But, you know, as I've noted, really essentially throughout the day, in one way or another, body of water that has a layer of ice on it and, you know, no open areas, it's not going to be as much of a draw for birds as would an open body. And like I said when we began the walk, I had thought we might have I'm hearing something. Is it a robin? Sounds like one. Maybe a couple. Well, I'm not sure. No, maybe not. Might be a chip note of something else. Okay, and stop. Let's keep going. Hold on. Might have heard white-throated sparrow, I'm not sure. I think so. Sounds like white-throated sparrow. Yeah, those are not robins. I think that's something else I'm hearing. Maybe might be song sparrow chipnose. Let's keep going. I thought that was something. Oh, it was a muskrat. I saw, you know, I was like, what is that in the water? I don't remember seeing something there before. And it was a muskrat. And I think it kind of got spooked and decided to swim away. Let's see if it pops back up. I guess not. Oh, there it is. Sorry, muskrat. It's just sitting there peacefully. First one I've seen in a little while. The stream that I have in my view from home often has muskrats swimming around, but I haven't seen one lately. Part of that, I don't remember if I saw one, any, once the vegetation had cleared out, in the autumn. But, might see them in the spring and everything, but then once the vegetation grows in, you can't see anything. Okay, let me look around here. I'm not seeing anything here either, but let's continue on. There's nothing going on here. We have a little bit of time left. I wonder if we should try to hurry back to the campus for one last attempt. It's nice once the weather turns again and we have leaves filling in and everything. It'll help hide some of the trees that have been cut down over the last couple of years. But now in winter, they're very easily seen, and the woods are not looking their best. I think we're going to skip the fuller wetlands. We're going to head right to the car. There's not much going on here. So, well, we don't have much time, but maybe we can, if we're lucky, maybe we'll head back to the campus and maybe we'll see somebody. Again, we only have a few minutes. It might get dark before we even get there, but at least we'll try. And, standing around here won't really help because there's nothing going on. I mean, even it's not like there's a lot of snow on the ground. There's some. Sure, it's kind of late in the day, but not that late. Should have seen a little bit more than we ended up seeing, is my point. No question that was a disappointing visit to Sapsucker. Did we actually look at any birds? I don't think we did. Red squirrels, and that was about it. All right, let's and there were other birds, but we didn't see them and watch them. Right, let me get you in the car and get in the car myself as quickly as I can. Like I said, if we're really lucky, maybe we'll see somebody. We did see a couple hawks while we were on the campus, but we didn't see big red or archer. Oh, wow. Oops. Hope we didn't have any outages because I just realized I left my phone behind. Sorry about that. Well, I had the other phone with me. So apparently we didn't have any problems, or at least I didn't receive any from that other phone, any notifications. Bye, sapsucker. Happy New Year. So I leave Sapsucker for 2022 with mud on the boots, and at least for the day, very few bird sightings.
now, it's getting dark fast, so do we have a chance at seeing somebody on the campus? Or a very remote one, but we're going to take it. We don't want to hear more of that. Or this. Or that. No. 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 Still reading 53 degrees. Not bad for December 27th. Or 27th. What am I thinking? 31st. I don't know why I said 27th. Not bad. I hope this isn't our January thaw. You know, today and last couple days and into next week. Might be. Actually, we probably could use some snow in terms of, you know, water levels and everything going into the spring and summer. I've played that one a few times, you know, since the album came out. Gray Area by Cindy Bradley. Really like that song. Chances are we're not going to find anybody, but just it's a long shot, but we'll look. It's so dark now. All around a quiet day for us. I think the best area for us was actually, that stop along Cayuga Lake. Those multiple stops. Saw some nice waterfowl there. No, we don't want to hear this. Nobody on this side of Bradfield. Just hoping. I realize this time of year Bradfield is not necessarily the most likely location for roosting. One of the locations we can kind of see. We're running out of light in a big, big hurry. We don't want to hear this. We'll listen to this. This will be our last song of the day, I think. That was California by Niels. And that was the last song of the day, last song of the year for us. Sorry to have had a disappointing day. I wish we could have seen a lot more in more places. But that's just how things worked out today. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy what we saw. But it's time for me to head home. Pack up first a bit. I've enjoyed being, looking for the birds with you. That's always part of the fun, really. Who are these people here? Anyway, it's time for me to pack up. Want to wish you all a very happy New Year. I hope that you will be, if you want to celebrate, I hope you will celebrate safely and carefully. Maybe stay at home, do whatever, but at least maybe be with friends or family. Hope you've enjoyed being with your bird watching friends this afternoon. Anyway, we are out of time for the day, and as I indicated, for the year. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the holiday tonight, tomorrow. It's the interesting thing about New Year's. You really celebrate on New Year's Eve more than New Year's Day. Anyway, I want to wish you all well, and we will see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.